Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. My name is Yoshi and on this channel I talk about all subjects related to film and photography. Today I'm gonna talk all about AI. And as you may know or not, AI, you really can't go out anymore without being confronted with artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is something that's slowly getting in our lives everywhere. Talk about traffic lights, talk about your smartphone, talk about your cameras, your drones, your car, your computer. It's so much more and it's taking over the world. It's in all kinds of forms. Some forms are really subtle, other forms are completely different. Also, there's a big difference in programmed commands and real artificial intelligence. That's a whole different subject, but today I'm just gonna talk about AI optimizations and how AI really helps and benefits you as a photographer. And to make it even more crazy, I'm going to confront you about where you can find AI in all your camera gear. And to start off really simple is the smartphone I'm currently using to record all this footage. And this is nothing less than the Motorola A7III Ultra. Now, since I haven't been making any videos, you still get that video about the Motorola A7III Ultra later. But enough of talking about that, let's go inside and I will talk about my smartphone first. I decided last minute to not go inside but go outside because the weather is way too good today and it's been really long since it has been dry and it hasn't rained at all, during the weekend at least. So plenty of time today to make a new video. And again, I'm filming on my smartphone, and as I said before in my car, I was going to discuss this smartphone first when it comes down to artificial intelligence. And the answer is really simple, and in some way it isn't. First of all, let's talk about the camera features and limit my artificial intelligence topic to the camera and sound only. That brings me to the two most important features that really improved when artificial intelligence was implemented in those devices. For instance, noise reduction in your smartphone photos, especially with this smartphone, the Motorola A7III Ultra. When you shoot during the night, those night mode visions and those night modes for photography and videography are really getting better and better. That's all thanks to artificial intelligence, which optimizes the pixels and the photos in general. Now, a few weeks ago I went to Phantasialand in Germany and I had the benefit to sleep over in the park. More on that in a future video. And well, I have to say I was able to test the Motorola A7III Ultra for the first time during night in a proper scene. And I will pop up some photos of that right now, showing you how powerful this device is. And this is all thanks to artificial intelligence. Now, I didn't process these photos at all with another software, just to make it an honest comparison. That's regarding the photos, but while I'm recording, there are a few more topics regarding the smartphone which really help to improve your content as a videographer or photographer thanks to artificial intelligence. And one thing is, I'm currently holding my smartphone just with my hands without any stabilization. You can clearly see the image is quite stable and smooth, even though I'm walking around. And as you can see behind me, the path isn't too straight either. So with that in mind, thanks to artificial intelligence, in camera stabilization is really getting better and better. Also, the noise reduction due to the wind and things like that also gets better and better, and that's also thanks to artificial intelligence, because I'm currently just holding my smartphone without any external camera. So props to Motorola for the absolutely great improvements. I can't wait to test out the Motorola Edge 40, which arrives earlier this week. So that being said, let's jump in some further B-roll, because next topic will be my drone. So I really hope you enjoyed this little sequence of B-roll. Remember guys, all of these shots were snapped with my smartphone Motorola Edge 30 Ultra. And as you can see in the footage, it's really crazy how the internal stabilization and just the stabilization of the smartphone performs. Remember guys, I did not stabilize this footage in post-production afterwards. So that's it regarding my Motorola Edge 30 Ultra. I'm going to speed up this video a little bit, and I'm going to jump straight into a series of shots taken with my DJI Mavic Air, my drone. Now, and as you clearly can see, these drone shots are really phenomenal. And a few things that instantly bring me to the topic of this video are, first of all, you have a motorized stabilization as well as some internal hardware optimizations performed by the drone itself to stabilize the footage even more. So you have 3-axis stabilization, which is more like an algorithm, but it also determines how fast the drone flies, and that way it corrects and adjusts the stabilization according to the flight basically. So that's one thing where AI involves your drone flights in general. Next to that you have a series of algorithms that are constantly correcting and adjusting how the drone flies. For instance, whenever you are heading towards an object and you're gonna hit, for instance in my case, a tree, the APAS will start correcting your flight. Now APAS stands for Advanced Piloting Assistance Systems, and basically what this does is it calculates an alternative route to avoid a collision with a subject or an object that interferes with the flight route. So this is entirely made out of artificial intelligence, because the drone basically calculates a different alternative route and corrects its path against what the pilot inputs in the controller. There's a lot of other sensors on the drone itself, and it also is able to perform active tracking modes. An active track basically means that you can select your object, or for instance me holding the controller or things like that, and the drone will follow or rotate around the subject. And I will pop up some specific shots right now on screen indicating how the drone is able to identify a subject and how the drone will basically behave around the subject based on your controls inputs. So that way you can for sure talk about artificial intelligence, which really benefits us photographers and videographers for shooting videos and making sure that the subject stays in focus. So, and after this beautiful drone sequence, at least I hope, this demonstration really shows off the APAS systems and the noise reduction and the stabilization, as well as the active track modes of the drone. So clearly a drone contains a lot of powerful AI systems. But remember guys, not all of those automated drone sequences, like the drone shots you see all over the internet, like Droney and the rocket effects, those are basically programmed drone effects that are completely programmed by hand, so these do not involve any artificial intelligence. Basically a GPS controlled sequence that the drone starts to follow. But enough of talking about my drone. Last but not least, I just want to mention two more cameras, basically my main cameras, that involve some artificial intelligence, and a clear example of that is my main camera, the Sony A7III. And as you all may know, Sony is really famous about its autofocus systems, and they are pretty fast and start to become more and more intelligent. Well guys, these are also made out of artificial intelligence. Think for instance about the eye tracking feature and the face tracking feature of humans or birds or animals in general with the newer A7 IV. Well guys, that's all made out of artificial intelligence, because the camera basically was taught how humans look in different positions, and based on those images it starts to learn and recognize eyes and faces, and that's how artificial intelligence helps us photographers to get the focus right where we want it, and that's in the eyes of the subject we want. And then last but not least, the same applies to our GoPros or Osmo Action camera systems. Basically all that these cameras do are, for instance, the hyper smooth or the rock steady technology inside of the Osmo Action series. Well, that's a really strong AI system that's behind that, because it really involves and creates a strong stabilization effect, and it also helps a lot in noise reduction. So with that being said, I really hope I opened up your eyes and I showed you well enough that artificial intelligence can be really handy for us photographers. It won't take our job, that's something I'm pretty sure about, because yeah, well, nowadays Photoshop, Lightroom and software packages start to offer more and more powerful tools that are completely led by artificial intelligence. I won't say they are really helping in some cases, but the results are not as good as how we take our pictures out of camera. That being said, the only thing that rests me to say is that I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the like button if you did like the video. if you want me to cover something more related to artificial intelligence or in general about my gear, drop a comment down below. And then the only thing that rests me to say is that you don't need to be great to start, but start to become great. See you in the next video. Bye.